We're back.
Con, guess what?
What?
Puck is literally the worst thing that's ever happened.
You don't like your plucky comic relief in the middle of your grimdark medieval anime?
Was this a time vortex?
No!
Where might it lead?
So here's what happened with the show. I didn't know when it was coming out, and I saw on my Feedly an article that was titled like "The New Berserk Blows the Original Series Out of the Water," and I was like, "Whoa, is it that good?" And then I didn't read it because I didn't want to spoil anything before I watched it. And I went and I watched, the first quarter of it, and I was like, "Jeez!" And then I went back and read the article, and the guy was just stupid.
The Mirror Maiden stopped.
Because he, like...
Please wait.
At one point he was like, if those of you who hated how emo the original series was, you'll appreciate Puck, who's a welcome comic relief character. There's a big difference between, like, comic relief and, like... Like...
One of the most deliberately...
Like a car crash of tonal whiplash.
Also one of the most deliberately annoying characters in existence.
Call me Kara, she said.
Puck feels like he was, like, drawn in by a producer after... the artist submitted everything. Like... Whoever... I don't know the name of the guy who made Berserk.
I don't know it offhand, but...
But he turns in the pages, and the producer's like, "This is great, but you can really use something funny," and he just draws Puck over everything. I would not be surprised if that was the actual story behind the character.
I'm kind of curious about that, if that was in the original intent or not.
I don't know. He really feels like that was something that was like some crappy publisher was like, "We'll only publish this if you throw in comic relief. It's too dark, and no one will like that."
The foul and treacherous
that has always been what that character's felt like to me.
I mean, it is
He's so absurdly out of place.
It is a very Japanese thing to have, like, that much of a out of place.
Like, he's the only one drawn like that. He's the only one who makes the stupid anime faces.
Yeah, well, and like, I don't know. To me, an example of if you were to add comic relief, you could have, like, Timon and Pumbaa.
You shouldn't. It's Berserk. You should not try and add those things.
I mean,
like,
I don't mind something to lighten up the palette, but I do agree that Puck is not a great solution.
Like, no, I'm not saying comic relief is just in general bad. I'm saying in this situation, I don't think there's any way to do it where it's not going to feel wildly out of place.
What?
Because of the content of everything else.
Just a scene where a guy sees all of his friends die, the demons.
Hey, spoilers.
Joe, that's not spoilers, because that happens all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, you're right. We don't know which time that's happening.
It's like, oh, demons and rape. That's not really spoilers, because that's just Berserk.
Like, it's just... Like, how terrible everything is basically the point.
Yeah. I mean...
Trying to, like, any way of lighting it up feels wrong.
It does lighten up later, even without Puck. Because they introduce... I don't think you've gotten that far, because you haven't really read the manga.
I've read a bunch of it. I don't remember when I stopped.
Heedless of their deadly surroundings. Maybe they were
gotta hang out with this fish.
He'll save you.
Enemies seem to avoid them.
But... Yeah, no... Oh. Your greed has killed you.
No, he'll come back. He'll come back.
Oh, your health regenerates. Lame.
He'll come back.
I guess that means you have a bioorganic sub. The flesh walls of the submarine just go and then just like reattach themselves. But yeah, no. Later on, there's Guts gets a whole merry band of people, and some bitchin' armor that inspires our Knight Artorias.
That's good.
Also, I decided that I'm gonna start working on a Knight Artorias cosplay. which is, I have a friend who's a cosplayer, and she does a lot of armor. And I asked her, like, hey, so what do you think of this character? And she's like, oh, I have a friend. I know someone who did that. I can send you his build guide. And I was like, do you think this is too much for a first cosplay? And she's like, don't rush it.
I say rush it, Colin. Dive right in.
But yeah, because it's a lot of armor.
How much armor would you say?
Good amount. What is that? Is it dangerous? Are you gonna die?
No, I'm not. I'm not good at dying.
Oh, you missed your chance.
Well, this dude is in the way, and the camera won't go up there. Camera, go up here. Stop being butts. I can't even see when the next fish is coming around because it keeps following the wrong one. See? Yeah, that's gonna follow that one, and that.
Oh, I just realized that your character portrait has like long hair.
Huh?
I thought it was, I thought you had like all your hair was tucked into your hat or something. You did it. You escaped.
Well, I don't know if I did the thing I was supposed to do in there though.
Well, there's a door open over there. So that seems correct.
I don't know. It's real spooky here. I know there's spider webs under. Oh, hello.
See, I wonder. I wonder what would happen if you like try to introduce something like Puck into Warhammer 40k. Because I feel like nothing like Puck works in 40k unless Puck is literally like a fleshy mechanized skull baby. Because that's the only way that something that small and high pitched exists. At least in the Imperium of Man. I don't think you fit.
Shut up, Colin. You don't know me.
Clearly that's something you have to go back and get.
Dang.
The Maw. That's not foreboding.
Hey, a new time vortex. Hey, look, a fish.
Leviathans?
Huh.
Leviathan is one of my favorite Mastodon albums.
Hey, me too.
The other being Remission and Once More Round the Sun. Come at me, bros. Fight me IRL.
I guess that was some sort of hot take.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. Most of the people who really like Remission, which was one of Mastodon's original things, really don't like Once More Around the Sun because it's a lot more, it's, for lack of a better word, poppier, I guess. It's a lot more accessible, which people who like Remission do not like accessible or fun.
But fun's great. What do I do?
I don't.
What are you? Who are you?
A hard-headed Nautilus watched men from a distance,
it's a Nautilus.
Waiting for an opportunity to
Oh, it's what? Waiting for an opportunity to strike. I found an opportunity to strike. You have an egg, though.
Eat that! That didn't help.
You might have wanted that for other reasons, but that's fine. I don't know where you are, or what you're doing.
Either.
There's an anchor.
Oh, so the, Oh! Am I supposed to be breaking anchors?
Got you some treasure.
But there is that new the Girl Ghostbusters is coming out soon.
Uh-huh.
And there are reviews of it.
Oh.
And they're okay.
Huh.
But, so everyone I've seen, the, like, headline of the review is like, it's not great, but it's fun. So, I'm wondering how many people are trying to fight, like, the backlash that it's had before.
Yeah, I'm not sure. On the other hand...
But, it's frustrating, because I'm worried that the same thing is going to happen to that happens to games all the time. Where it's a bad thing, but it's got girls in it. So instead of, producers being like, people didn't go see that because it's bad, they'll go, people didn't go see that because it had girls in it.
Yeah, that's taking the wrong thing out of it.
Like, that happens all the time in games.
Like how Zack Snyder learned that no one likes deconstructed superheroes. Yeah, I don't. It sucks when they take the wrong point out of it, where it's like, oh,
so,
I guess
I don't want to see it if it's bad, but I feel like I should see it. Just combat all of the dummies.
On the other hand, I want to see more examples of people.
But then if it's just bad, then they're not. Then they're just normal people who don't want to see a bad movie.
I just want to.
So I don't know. I don't know what to do here.
You'll figure it out. But I also just want to see a reverse example where someone takes the wrong thing out of a success, where it's like, Minecraft was really popular.
Well, I mean that happens.
It must
all the time.
It must be punching wood. So they just make a game entirely about punching trees?
See any sequel ever.
Well, there is that.
Like, everyone's favorite example is probably all of the Jaws sequels. Where they're like, people liked it because it had a big shark, and then that's where they stopped.
My favorite is...
like, no, it didn't have good characters, and it wasn't suspenseful. It just had a shark in it, so we can do whatever, and it doesn't matter.
My favorite is the, this time the shark has a grudge and can recognize individual humans from the same family, and swam 3,000 miles to a different ocean to stalk members of that family.
And had Sean Connery.
Yes. Of all people. Well, we'll discuss more strategies for how to make a good sequel next time.
I mean, just
on GAM.
What do I do with all these anchors?
Bye.
Bye.